So, we're live again. Of course, I get the copyright strike by YouTube. Everybody using data and so on, but I get the strike. That's obvious. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can make it work now. Is the mic working? Yes, the mic is working. Let's try it again. Apologies for the light. I have a terrible light here. Terrible lightings from this perspective. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See if this stream works now. Even wasting time that I cannot follow the race. But anyway. Alright, at least now seems like it's working. Let's see. Unfortunately, I will not display uh, the live timings, trackings, and so on in order to avoid another strike. Let's not fool around with YouTube here, as it seems. Yeah, this stuff has put me a little bit downbeat, to be honest with you. I was so excited about the race, streaming with these possibilities of showing the live timings and so on. But it seems like YouTube doesn't appreciate that. Anyway, let's go back to the race. What do we have here? We have Verstappen. It's a long way out in front. It's lap 33 of 78. Alonso in second, 6 seconds behind Verstappen. Ferraris, Sainz and Leclerc in third and fourth. Gasly in fifth, Russell sixth. All with the hard compound tires. Ooh, look at that. Stroll was like about bumping into Verstappen, doing Alonso a favor. Ah, was with Perez. Lance, watch out. Why do I have to put myself here? Unbelievable. Let's try it again. Let's hope that this time works. YouTube. I'm not showing anything now. Come on. Don't give me a hard time. Mm-mm-mm. All right, all right. Back to the race. Seems like it's working. Everything is working. Perez just beat it. 11 seconds. What happened there? I couldn't catch the action. I was distracted. Anyway, Leclerc is about 27 seconds. The gap to the lead, from the lead to Verstappen. Unbelievable gap already. Max is on the medium compound tires and is pushing like a madman. See if we have Ocon in 6th position with the hard compound tires. Basically in the top 10 only Verstappen, Sainz, but Sainz has speeded for a medium compound. What's going on with Lance? It's going pretty slow. Maybe just let through his teammate. Yeah, that's why. Because he slapped. Did Verstappen already pit it? Because I guess I missed something. Anyway, I'm a little bit downbeat because I just got a copyright strikes from YouTube. It's the first time. Let's hope it's the last one. Of course, I don't want my channel to be taken down with all the effort that I'm putting right now. It would be a shame. So, it looks like that from now on we can just do commentary on the race when it's streaming. And yeah, whatever. Whatever. So if you're watching the race, I hope you're watching the race. What do you think of this race? Up to now, it's. I mean, up to now, I was expecting a little bit something more exciting, to be fair with you, to be honest with you. Position seems to be locked. You know, as I said yesterday, the ideal for Monaco it's always a rainy day on a Sunday, in race day, just to mix things up, to shuffle it up, because like this, it's pretty difficult to overtake. It's pretty difficult to overtake, and so the race can become a little bit dull. Of course, the qualifying, it's one of the highlights in racing, I guess. Qualifying in Monaco has to be one of the highlights of racing in general, because it's so exciting, you know, to drive around these streets that are public roads. These roads are public, you know. They close the roads when there is the Grand Prix and then reopen it again. So they are all bumpy and not like the typical F1 track that you would expect, with the perfect surface, you know, and so on. And these roads are pretty narrow, twisty and narrow. So it makes it really exciting, you know, for the racing. And when on Saturday in qualifying you have a light car low on fuel with the softest tire compound available, you know, Q3 driver giving it all. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's great. I missed something. I missed who has speeded already. Let's see if we can find out. If we can find out from here who speeded. Tires, pit. Okay, so the top five still has yet to pit. In the top 10, only Ocon, Sainz, and Hamilton have pitted. Ocon for the medium because he started on the hard tire. Sainz has started on the medium compound and now he switched to the hard tire. And Hamilton started with the hard compound tire and now he switched to the medium tire. Then in the back, I don't know why Guan Yu Zhu put the super soft tire. I really don't know why. He's in 17th position. And then medium hard for the back markers. Hulkenberg, Albon, Perez, who's today is a back marker because he's in 19th position. Started with the medium tire, now he's on the hard. He's in 19th position. It's gonna be hard for Sergio to climb up the ladder now, especially with this race without safety car up to now. No rain, no safety car. So there are no variable that can help Sergio Perez climb the ladder. Antonio Giovinazzi, reserve driver in the Ferrari pit box, watching the race along with us. So let's see. Leclerc is 18 seconds behind Verstappen, but they yet have to pit. This is interesting, eh? Alonso with the hard compound tires. Let's see when Verstappen. I mean, Verstappen will have to change tire. I mean, you want to tell me that Verstappen is going to go with the medium compound tire until like lap 50 or 55 and then go to the super soft compound tires because we know that drivers they have at least need to switch a tire compound. So he will have to pit for hard tires because he started on the medium, so he will have to pit for hard tires or soft tires. He has to. So this will be fascinating to watch. Alonso, of course, and Leclerc, they could use this strategy of going long unless there's a safety car, but up to now it doesn't look like, unless somebody makes a mistake, some driver make a mistake, it doesn't look like there is going to be a safety car, especially because it's not raining, so there is not variable that can impact the drivers into making a mistake. And so they can use this strategy. All the top five, starting with the hard compound tires, they can switch to the soft tires at the end for the last 15 laps, 20 laps or so. But it's fascinating to watch what Verstappen will do because he started on the medium compound tires, and let's see how long can he make them last. Don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe to my channel if you are a good sport. Be a good sport. The word needed. I need it. Anyway, Leclerc is now 22 seconds behind Verstappen, so yeah. Well, actually, the gap is 33 seconds. I don't know why I view it like this, but Leclerc is speeding. What tires is he using? Leclerc speeding. Lap 43. What does it say, 43? So now it's out on the medium compound tires. And that was previous. Okay. Current. It's coming out in 8th position. Is he gonna be in front of Yuki Tsunoda? Looks so. 16:45. I just don't get this. Box. Alright. So medium compound tires. He can go to the end. Yes. Now, of course, if there would be a safety car, this would be a disaster for Ferrari. And I'm surprised that starting with the hard compound tires, I mean, it's true that it was a long way behind, but you just, I mean, Verstappen is using the medium compound tires and he's doing 45 laps. He's doing more laps than Leclerc on the hard compound tires. I mean, only this says it all, about how good Red Bull are with their tires, with the management of their tires. The car, it's really good on the tires. Unlike Ferrari, they start with the hard compound tires. They should have gone. I mean, I don't want to say the whole race distance, they should be able to go, but at least more than the Red Bull on the medium compound tires. It's impossible to catch these guys with this type of advantage. Impossible to catch them. Gasly is in third position. Let's look at the gap. Gasly is 34 seconds behind the leader Verstappen on the hard compound tires. But I guess it's playing it smarter than Ferrari, yeah, Alpine. Because I mean, what's the point? On the equal compound, I'm sure that Verstappen is still going to go faster than the Ferrari on medium. So this is another strategy error from my point of view because you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose if you try. Like for Alonso, it's different because Alonso can stay within 9 seconds to Verstappen. Of course, he has to pit as well, but he can go longer and he can take advantage in case of, some incident or something, some safety car came in. Of course, it's a big shot, it's a big ask, but I'm surprised. Aston Martin is a very good car. It's a very good racing car, and it's showing it. No rain expected, so unless somebody makes a mistake, these are going to be the gaps. I guess these are going to be the gaps. Gasly is also Gasly is just pitted. Let's see what tires did you put on. Gasly now is on the medium. It's in 8th position and it's like 53 seconds. Wow, 53 seconds. Here in Monaco, a pit stop is about over 24 seconds, so it's gonna be anyway 28 seconds, I guess. Let's see how 24 seconds, yeah. Average is 24 seconds, a little less, a little more. That's the average of time that you lose in the pit lane when you change tires. Verstappen has to say. Spots of rain, a few kilometers away from the track, next to the monastery. So it's like it's unlikely that it's going to rain because it will have to rain, quick and hard in order to create, that scenario. Bit of excitement. It doesn't look like Mercedes with the new car not doing so well. Hamilton has already pitted, is in 6th position, but he has the fastest lap. George Russell is in 3rd, but is yet to pit. So the top three, Verstappen, Alonso, and Russell, are they didn't pit yet, and also some guys like Tsunoda, Norris, and Piastri, they also have to pit yet, I guess. Let's check. Yes, Tsunoda, Norris, Piastri, De Vries, Bottas, Magnussen, and Stroll. They yet have to pit, but they are a long way behind. Long way behind. Basically, from Norris down to Logan Sargent, they are all lapped. They are all one lap down. Norris is about to be lapped from the leader Verstappen. Hmm. Alonso is gaining on Verstappen. He's 8.8 seconds behind. This is interesting. So it's 27 laps to go to the end. Hmm. A little bit of rain in turn 3. That's good. Let's hope it increases. At least we have an exciting finale. Alonso now it's 11 second point 4. Must have been, yeah, stuck behind some back marker because he's lost like 3 seconds in the last lap. Russell is 38 seconds. It's astonishing the pace that Verstappen can keep out in front. It's astonishing. 12.5 seconds now. The gap 12.7. The gap between Alonso and Verstappen 13 seconds. What's going on with Alonso? It's like he's constantly losing time now. And he's on the hard compound tire. Twelve point four. Yeah, must have been some. Yeah, must have been some back marker. I guess probably Norris. Yeah, Norris and De Vries. That's why, because they're close to each other, and Alonso had to lap them both. Now Verstappen will find a nice train of cars in front of him. There is Tsunoda, Logan Sargent, and who else is there? It looks like only these two guys. It's raining harder. Oh, finally. But then of course, I mean, if now it starts to rain and everybody switch, to the intermediate tires, we're starting to see some mistakes from the driver. This is exciting now. So Russell is in the box. And also Lewis Hamilton to box. What's going on here? Let's hope for a bit of excitement now. We have 25 laps to go, and if it starts to rain, at least we can have a bit of drama, a bit of exciting things to happen. Yeah, it's wet here in this part of the track. And Mirabeau, yeah, down at Mirabeau it's wet. You can see the cars, they're going pretty slow now, they're in that section. Even at the low hairpin. Ah, finally, it started to rain. So it's that section that it's wet. From Mirabeau down the low hairpin. Sainz is in front of Esteban Ocon. Is it correct? It's getting exciting now. It's getting exciting now. Let's see who yields first and goes to the intermediate tires for the wet. Sainz is still behind Ocon. Leclerc is down in 7. So you see, this is out. What does that mean? Is Alonso pitting? They're all pitting. Alonso just went on the medium tire. Wow, it's risking it. No, I guess that is a mistake. Cars are sliding around. It's getting wet. Alonso is on the medium tires. Oh god, this is a risky situation. Everybody pitting, so Leclerc is back in third position, but it's 45 seconds behind the lead. So even with the rain, it's going to be quite impossible for him to snatch the lead. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So Ocon puts the intermediate. So like a lot of drivers have pitted for intermediate, like of course the Williams, the Alfa Romeo, Lance Stroll has pitted for Inter, and Tsunoda also Inter. Like almost everyone has pitted for Inter. Only Piastri and Norris are still on the hard. Yeah, but it's raining now. Nah, there was. Yeah. Look at that. They're going so slow. Oh. Yeah, I got it wrong. Fernando got it wrong. You got it wrong. Look at the Ferrari. What are they doing? What are you doing? Don't crash into each other. Come on. Alonso in the pit again. That was a poor choice. That was a poor choice. That was a poor choice by Fernando and Aston Martin. Just, they pitted for medium and then just the lap after they had to switch for the Inter. That was a crazy gamble. This just went in favor of Verstappen and now has a crazy lead again. Should have put the Inter, eh? Fernando. And now everybody on intermediate tires. Ferrari, of course, they had to pit again, and now they are in 7 and 8 position. 6, Leclerc is 6, but probably is going to be behind Gasly. Yes. No, no. It's in front of Gasly in 6th position. Mercedes are the big gainers, of course. This situation, Hamilton is 4th and Russell is 5th. Esteban Ocon is in 3rd position. That was a silly gamble. That was a silly gamble. Of course, now what I was saying about the Ferrari, you start with the hard compound tires, no? Just you have nothing to lose, wait for something to happen. Perhaps there's a safety car. Look at Verstappen how he was struggling so much in the section before the tunnel. Oh, look at that. Carlos Sainz got away with it. At Mirabeau, it just slid, on the side and just just went into the wall. Hopefully for him, he didn't damage anything. Lance Stroll instead damaged his front wing. Yeah, at the low pin. Wow, it's crashing everywhere. Was crashing everywhere, Lance. Now look at that. Alonso, that has speeded twice, is only 20. It's just 22 seconds, 22 seconds behind Verstappen. If he would have pitted for intermediate tires instead of switching to medium, Now we would be in front. Now we would be in front of about a couple seconds. So that was his chance to win it. That was a poor choice. That was a really poor choice by Aston Martin. They're gonna regret it big time. Big time. Because they could be leading out in front now with 20 laps to go. Instead, they're still in second position. I don't know why the Hasses are not, are not changing tires, because look at Kevin Magnussen. It's just like he's on a walking pace from Mirabeau to the tunnel. It's like it's just, driving like a grandma, because he's on the hard compound tires. Still, come on. 18th position. I mean, just give it up, Kev. Go and change tires. Let's see if rejoin. So George Russell, he's been watched by the uh, that's his again. 20 seconds behind. Yeah, Alonso. That was a poor choice. And into the barriers. Daniel Raskas. Okay, gets going. So Magnussen gets going. We'll have no virtual safety car. Yeah, it's safely into the pit lane now. You had to give it up, Cam. This is boring. I like that. I don't know how Alonso is driving faster than Verstappen on the intermediate. He's trying to make it up for the poor strategy. I guess that was his call, 16.5. So he's gaining over Verstappen. Verstappen is taking it very easy. Probably it's just, yeah, I mean, he just doesn't want to take risks, useless risks. Who's out? Yellow flag. What's going on? Somebody's out. It's unclear who's out now. I guess it's Lance Stroll, yeah? Yeah, it's Lance Stroll. Says stop. Another ass is out. Probably that caused the yellow flag. Where did he end up? Ah, in Sandevot. Just went wide. Sandevot, yeah. Mirabeau. Oh, that was the rejoin because he went wide at Mirabeau and then he rejoined the track in an unsafe manner. Perez just touched the barrier. He's going like crazy, Perez. 16th position. Yeah, he touched the barrier badly there. Wow. Logan Sargent just got stuck at the low hairpin. Another yellow flag. What's going on? This is probably Hulkenberg is out. Yep, looks like that. 16.3 seconds. No, now the gap is 18.5. Yeah, so 'Hamilton saying it's pretty dangerous. Come on, it's some drops of rain. I mean, people have forgotten what like drivers like Ayrton Senna, what they have done in Monaco. Like Ayrton Senna in 1984, under flooding rain in a Toleman. Come on. It's the same as if today with, the current Williams or As, one of these guys will climb to the top. Come on, Lewis, you're better than that. You're better than that, Lewis. Yeah, Verstappen now is gained confidence back and is pushing again and is increasing his gap to Alonso. So it's a real pity. It's a real pity. They shouldn't have pitted for the medium tire. They should have pitted for the intermediate right away. Because they would have picked the perfect timing. As you can see by the likes of Esteban Ocon and the two Mercedes, they pitted for the intermediate at the right time. Same time that Alonso speeded for the medium, but the tire compound was a very poor choice, really poor choice, because the next lap they had to come in again and pit for the intermediate. They just lost like 24 seconds, extra like that. Now they could be leading the race, and we would have at least witnessed a great finale. Lance Stroll is out. It's retired. I mean, it's anyhow is an amazing result for Aston Martin if they are about to finish, in second position. It's a great result, but still, it's like this was a great chance to go for a victory. This would have been a great chance. and probably today they were closer than they ever been up to now. But yeah, the Aston Martin strategy guy he put a Ferrari shirt on top. He felt like a Ferrari strategist when he's called Alonso for to pit for the medium. Are you a Ferrari strategist? And stay away from here because we are tired of the Ferrari strategy. Look at that. We are sixth and eighth because of yet again other poor choices made with the pit stops. I mean, you start on the arc compound tires. I cannot believe that Charles Leclerc has pitted before Max Verstappen with the medium compound tires. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, unbelievable. 20 seconds the gap out in front between Verstappen and Alonso. Uh, there's not much. There's not much that Alonso can do now. I think probably the happiest guy on the podium is going to be Esteban Ocon because this is going to be a podium that he will remember for sure. He's French, so it's close to Monaco, and he's going to be elated to be on the podium. Not so Gasly in seventh position, because it's gonna feel like, oh wow, my teammate, has put it on the podium. But congratulations to Esteban Ocon. Yesterday, he made a great lap. He was also on pole position for a brief moment before being pipped by Leclerc, and then Alonso and Verstappen finally to snatch the final pole position. I'm falling asleep here. Falling asleep. Nobody wants to comment, of course, because I'm not showing images, so nobody likes me anymore. Thank you, YouTube, for ruining my day. Thank you so much. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to the end of this. Yeah, I mean, even if now the rain stops, as Martin says, the intermediate, they can go a long way till the track is going to dry up. So with 12 laps to go, I don't see the need to go for the slicks anytime soon. I just don't see the need for that. I mean, Yuki Tsunoda is unbelievable. It's like the engineer. It's so quietly suggesting him to keep up a little bit of pace, and Yuki screaming, "Oh, this brake sucks!" I mean, I understand the heat of the moment, of being in the car and having the push, but it's like it's just the guy is so straightforward and so outspoken. It's unbelievable. Yugi Tsunoda. You got to love Yugi. Yugi's a great character. The little Japanese driver. What a guy, what a guy. So now it's Lando Norris, yeah, it's pressuring Yuki Tsunoda. That's why he's going crazy because he has Lando Norris behind this, breathing on his neck. It's breathing on his neck. Hamilton has the fastest lap in fourth position and is getting close to Esteban Ocon. He hopes that Esteban is going to do a mistake and he can snatch a podium. But that would be, that would be a heartbreak for Esteban to lose a podium now like that, just at the end of the race. So let's hope at least that Esteban Ocon can keep his third position and be on the podium because I think it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a happy fellow if he gets the podium there. And now the gap is increasing out in front. Verstappen just settled into the rhythm with these intermediate tires, and he's pulling away significantly from Fernando Alonso. The gap is 23 seconds, so he could almost pit again, Verstappen, and still be out in front. Just needs over a second now in order to do so. So he's in the safest position, Max, unless he makes a mistake, which is very unlikely at this stage with this car underneath him. It's very, very unlikely. I guess this is the effect that the race has done on me, is making me fall asleep. That's the effect it's doing. Ferraris are just wasted there in sixth and eighth position. Never a threat. Now Russell it's very close to Hamilton. No, he's only 8 tenths behind his teammate. Ocon is pulling away from Hamilton, so it's almost 2 seconds gap. And this is interesting. If George will try to make a move on his teammate, it will be silly, because they are in fourth and fifth position, which is a great position for them. But still, for the sake of the excitement, he could do something. Come on, George. Pull a move. Give us a little bit of excitement. I mean, Monaco, it's really absolutely one of my favorite venue. But it can be dull. It can be really dull. Monaco is great. Uh, the Saturday, unless there is rain, because if you get rain on Saturday, it's a pity, to see these beautiful cars having to drive slow, on this circuit. I mean, it's a real pity. There's nothing more fascinating than watch a Formula One car going at full steam, pedal to the metal, you know, around the streets of Monte Carlo on a Saturday afternoon in qualifying. There's, I mean, nothing more exciting than that in motorsport. But in race day, it's like can be dull, because the cars, they just settle into a rhythm. They don't take much risk because they have to make sure that they arrive to the checkered flag in one piece. And if there are no variable like driver's mistake or the rain, safety cars can become dull. You see now that these final 25 laps, they have become increasingly more exciting because you see the drivers, they are struggling, to keep their cars, on track. They're sliding. You see drivers are sliding everywhere, even though they are with the intermediate tires. Because there might be some patches of rain, like bigger patches of rain, like with deeper, because of the bumps, the inconsistency of the surface, of the track surface. So that can make for very exciting scenarios. What's going on here? All right. Just looking at some data here to be updated on what's going on. Gap out in front, it's still 24 seconds. Come on, come on. And of course, Red Bull, they were spot on, with their strategy. They always make it spot on. They've waited the right time, they switched to the right compound tires, and now they have even the luxury of, I mean, they could pit again. They have 24.1 seconds gap to Alonso. Of course, it would be useless now to pit because there's no point. There is no point in pitting now. They are already on intern, so they're good to go till the end. They're good to go till the end. 24.8. They can't even try and go for the fastest lap because it would be a silly gamble now to pit for slick tires, and try to snatch the fastest lap. I mean, when you're winning every race and your competitors, they just make mistake, they crash into the wall, and you build up a huge gap already, with points. I mean, there's no use, to risk a race win for a fastest lap single point, given by the fastest lap. Absolutely not. I mean, this is something that they can gamble behind him, behind Verstappen, but not out in front, not Verstappen. He's gonna want to win this race, grab the 25 points and the trophy that comes with it, the beautiful Monaco trophy. Yeah, I mean, all gaps have increased. Only Carlos Sainz is like 6 tenths behind Gasly, down in 8th position. Look at that. How humiliating is for Sergio Perez to be lapped again. 2 laps down on Verstappen. Oh dear, oh dear. Wow. Perez is out. Dear, oh dear. This is a race that Sergio Perez is gonna want to forget. Well, he has won the race last year. Last year, Sergio Perez was the king of the streets of Monte Carlo. But today is the biggest loser here, huh? I mean, besides Lance Stroll beating, but of course Lance is not into the title contention. You know, Sergio Perez arrived here in Monaco with a 14 points gap in the championship to teammate Verstappen, and now he's going to leave Monaco with a 39-point gap to Verstappen and a shattered morale because it's like the guy was just it's just like it's 39 points behind his teammate. It's gonna be bad. It's been a horrible weekend with this crash yesterday in Q1 that hindered his possibilities in the race. He was out of qualifying, starting from last on the grid. I mean, that was pretty bad. That is pretty bad for Checo Perez. Gap out in front is still 25 seconds, 26. 5 laps to go. I mean, there is no point in Verstappen trying to pit now because the track is drying up a little bit. But as I said before, there is no point in pitting now to try and snatch the fastest lap that Hamilton is holding at the moment. There is no point for that because a silly mistake, something can jeopardize this incredible win. And I guess it's pretty obvious that he wants to leave Monaco with the 39 points lead to his teammate Perez instead of trying to go for a 40 points gap, but then give the possibilities of doing any mistake, some mistakes probably in the pit stop, even though Red Bull, they never make mistakes with their pit stops, changing tires and so on. But that would be silly, it's just now speculating about possibilities, just to say that with the 26.5 seconds gap, out in front in the lead, you can even give yourself the luxury to do that, but that would be silly and it's not Red Bull like, you know, because there are no Ferrari strategists in Red Bull. That is for sure. Esteban Ocon, I'm really happy for Esteban, to be in P3. He deserves it. He deserves it. He had a horrible start. I remember a few races ago, he was out, yeah, he was doing mistakes and crashes, and so on, while his teammate Gasly was doing pretty well. So he must be elated now. He must be elated to be on the podium in Monaco. It's an unforgettable experience, that's for sure. So, driver of the day, we have Alonso in front, 19%, then Ocon 18%, and Verstappen 17%. These are the votes for the driver of the day. Who's your driver of the day? For me, it must be Esteban Ocon, because even though he has started in third position, now it's keeping that position, but just because it's going to be an amazing result for Alpine and for himself, for Ocon. So I guess I will pick him, even though Verstappen has been driving brilliantly, and he will deserve that as well. But of course, everybody right now at the moment, everybody are expecting Verstappen, to win, especially when he starts out in front, from the first position. I mean, he's having it easy at the moment. He's having it easy because the only threat for him comes from his teammate Perez. But Perez, is prone to make mistakes, and as we seen, when was that? It was in Australia. Yes, in Australia, the Perez also in qualifying, he went wide onto the gravel, and then he had to recover, and it has done a great recovery, you know, to finish in the top 5 in the 5th position. But still, it's like, in Australia, Verstappen won the race. So, and it's the same now today, with the only difference that it's been impossible for him to do any recovery today. It's been impossible for him. The rain came too late today to bring the variable, the possibilities to mix things up. Yeah, K-Mag retired. Desolated K-Mag. Too bad for him. Are in front. Now Hamilton is back on Ocon's tail again. But I hope that Esteban can keep his position, as I said before, because it's gonna be a happy chap, if he gets this podium. And of course, Lewis, he has more podium than anyone else in the Formula One history. He has over 180 podiums. So, I mean, it's not gonna. I mean, of course, I would be happy for Lewis as well, but it's like if you ask me to choose, I would prefer to see Esteban being on the podium because Esteban didn't have many podium in his life, in his career. So Tom Holland, the Spider-Man actor, is getting ready to wave the flag, the checkered flag. Race is about to finish. We are in the final lap. Verstappen is out in front, commanding lead for Max. Has won another race. It's winning. It's about to win another race. An important win to consolidate his position in the championship as a leader, as the leader. There you go, the final lap. It's almost over. Esteban Ocon is going to wish this race to finish as soon as possible. There you go, Max Verstappen has won the Monaco Grand Prix yet again. His first win came in 2021 and now he makes it two. Red Bull has won now for 3 years consecutively because they won in 21 with Verstappen, 22 with Checo Perez, and now again with Max. Esteban Ocon, congratulations, congratulations. He has made it, he has made it. So is Alonso. Hamilton in fourth, Russell in fifth, Leclerc in sixth position. Poor guy Leclerc. I mean, Leclerc was supposed to be on the podium now. But of course he has a curse with Monaco. He's just following him for some reason. He reminds me a little bit, even though they are complete different drivers, but it reminds me a little bit the curse that Ayrton Senna had with his own Grand Prix in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Um because I guess when was the first time that Ayrton Senna has won the Brazilian Grand Prix? It was between 91 and 93, I guess. Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. It was an historical moment, that one. And he was trying, every year from since '84 when he joined Formula One. It reminds me a little bit the same type of struggle, with the only difference that Ayrton Senna at the end of the '80s had the car capable of winning races and winning championship, and so he did, and he has won championships, without winning in his own Grand Prix. Of course, Leclerc is still a million miles away from that objective. Now it's waving at the crowd. Poor guy, poor Charles. He was dropped. He had the three-place grid penalty drop because he was holding off Lando Norris down in the tunnel. Of course, he didn't do it on purpose, but cazzo si chiamano sti maroni? Yeah, little bit of team radio now with Verstappen. Of course, he's happy for sure. It's uh, it's the I mean this is the track that every driver wants to win. You know. Well done, Max. It's deserved. It's deserved. That's 100%. Max is driving brilliantly, and unlike his teammate Perez, he's not making any mistakes. The Red Bull is a great machine. It's a great car. It's the greatest car at the moment, and is winning every Grand Prix. The Red Bull, I mean the Red Bull cars. And Max is really limiting the type of mistakes he makes. And even when he makes a mistake, you know, he make up for it. So it's deserved. It's very well deserved. Of course, as a fan of the sport, as I said before, as I said also yesterday, I just wish that the other, you know, manufacturers, the other teams, they can come up with better performance, you know, and better cars just to spice up a little bit this championship because it's becoming a little bit dull, you know. We had great fighting at the beginning of the last season between Red Bull and Ferrari. Then, of course, Ferrari have lost their way, you know, during the season, and Max has just dominated the latter part of the championship last year. In 2021, we had the greatest season in 2021, you know, with the battle between Mercedes and Red Bull, Max and Lewis, almost every Sunday, you know, battling it out, and that one has been a great season to watch as a neutral, you know, fan, because of course, as a Ferrari fan, I was eating my own liver, you know, but I'm a fan of the sport. I love the sport, so bravo Esteban. What is Esteban Ocon doing with the red helmet? A full-on red helmet. I haven't noticed that. Full-on red helmet for Esteban Ocon. Wow. I think that one of the child hero of Esteban was Michael Schumacher. So probably this can be. Or is Esteban trying to send a hint to Ferrari? I don't think so. I mean, you know, he's French. He's in a French car. You know, he's gonna want to win in a French car. You know, I just don't see the point of him. Of course, every driver wish or might wish to drive for Ferrari at some point, you know, during their career, but still, it's like in a scenario like that, like him, you know, he's French in a French car. I guess he's gonna want to stay there, at least for the foreseeable future. Now we have DC, David Coulthard, interviewing Max Verstappen. And now Fernando Alonso. So Alonso up to now he had like what? Uh, 4 podiums, fourth third position, a fourth position, and then he was also third, I guess. No, probably was fifth in a sprint race because he had 75 points before coming here. And now he has a second position. So he is Mr. Consistency, 100%. Mr. Consistency. Fernando. I'm happy for Fernando. But it's such a pity because usually Fernando is a great guy, you know, when it comes to race strategy. He's like a strategist within the car, you know, driving it. And that was such a a poor choice, you know, to opt for the medium tires when it was starting to picking up the rain. I can see where, you know, it was a gamble. It was like typical gamble, Monaco gamble that you can think of, because probably he was hoping, you know, that the hey, look at Esteban, how happy he is. Bravo, Esteban, bravo. It's third career podium, you see? I mean, this is only the third time this guy has been on the podium. Of course, he has won in Hungary. I remember some years ago. That was a popular win for him, with Hamilton behind him. I guess he was 21. In 21, he's won in Hungary. Yeah. And now is as much as popular this podium. You can see that he's very happy. I'm happy for him. I like to see drivers, you know, being happy, you know, to be on the podium. There is nothing more dull, you know, than to see those veteran, you know, winners, you know, that they almost have no emotions anymore, you know, when they are on a podium. Or those fake emotion that they try to display. If you know who I'm referring to, write it in the comment. I don't want to say the name of those drivers, but if you know what I'm talking about, you can write it in the comment. And let's see if you got what I mean. Or of course, you know, when you see like drivers like Esteban who have been, you know, like very few times on a podium, you can see the emotion, you know, they're just spraying from all over his face. So as I said, the gap now between Max and Checo in second position, it's 39 points. So this is a huge gap for Max. Considering next week we drive in Barcelona in Spain, Max has won his first ever Grand Prix in Barcelona in 2016, when he was upgraded into the Red Bull seat to replace Daniel Kvyat, who then was downgraded into Toro Rosso. At the time was still Toro Rosso, what it's currently called Alfa Tauri. So that is a track that Max knows pretty well. Every driver knows Barcelona perfectly. Oh, the champagne of Ocon was dropped. It was already flowing with champagne. And Max was kind enough to take the bottle from the ground. The Prince is coming up with the trophy. He's serene eye Prince. He's a serene guy, yeah? I like this title. He's serene. High Prince. Then we have the FIA president giving him a medal as well. Now we have this new thing about bringing medals. And then Her Serene Highness Princess Charlene of Monaco. Serene Highness gained some weight, huh? I have to say. What's going on there? Big cheers for Esteban. Big cheers. Well done, Esteban. That was great. So I'm just going to keep going until the end of this, podium celebration, and then I'm gonna call it quick. Of course, today I'm a little bit downbeat. I had this strike earlier this afternoon from YouTube, and so that's it. This was the Dutch national anthem. Congratulations, congratulations. And now the Austrian national anthem. Well, you know what? I guess I'm gonna call it quits for today. Doesn't make sense to keep going. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, nobody is in anymore. What else? Yeah, I'm gonna follow up. Of course, I'm gonna follow up with a video to talk about this race. Of course, it hasn't been so exciting, especially out in front. The only excitement has arrived from Esteban Ocon to be in third position. But anyway, I'm gonna come later with the video, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you later, guys. Bye.